They don't want what we know out there.
How a person can go from really almost nothing to becoming a millionaire by owning rental properties.
He would always buy these flip houses, and I just remember thinking, this guy is crazy. Why would he buy that house?
In the past decade, there's been a huge surge in the peer-to-peer short-term rental market.
Become an insider. So you have to know the rules before you get the game.
Every second counts. So make every second count.
Welcome to the Real Estate Jam. Whether you're just beginning or the best of the best, we're glad you're here. We will share successes, failures, and strategies for the action-taking real estate investor. And now to your hosts, JD and Melissa.
Hey guys, welcome to the Real Estate Jam podcast. I'm JD with my wonderful co-host, Melissa.
Hey, JD, how are you?
I'm great. It's a little strange to see you so far away, but we're going to make it happen anyway. Hey, we got a pretty good show for you today. I'm happy to introduce to you guys Josh Wilson. He's the owner of JW Development. They've been in business for around 15 years and currently has over 15 million in rentals and real estate right now. And he's a super stud when it comes to the BRRRR method, which I know a lot of our listeners are super interested in. So I'm excited to maybe get some tips and tricks, because I know that personally, I've looked at a BRRRR a few times and it's not as easy as they always make it out to be on Bigger Pockets. So I'm really interested to hear what you have to say on that, Josh. Thanks for coming on our show today.
Awesome. Yes. Oops, sorry. Go ahead.
Just thanking you for coming on. I appreciate you.
Absolutely, Melissa. Yeah, no, thank you so much, guys. I'm happy to be here and happy to drop some nuggets on the BRRRR method.
That's awesome. Well, can you maybe give us a little bit of your background and kind of introduce yourself to our audience? Let them know why they should be listening to you today.
Yeah, absolutely. So I got started in real estate back in 2006, 2007, right after I live in New Orleans, Louisiana. So we got hit by Hurricane Katrina back in 2005. And that's kind of when I started getting into real estate and wanted to learn a little bit more about real estate. 2007 or so, I had the HGTV bug, and I was watching, flip this, flip that, and I wanted to get into real estate. And so the only way for me to do that at the time was to go the property management route. So I ended up working for a property management company in 2007-ish. And then 2008, my wife and I, we started our own property management company, and I really got a headfirst lesson into, how to manage properties and real estate and how to evict people, how to manage, toilets, termites, tenants, the whole thing. Then the real estate market just fell out from the bottom. And I saw a lot of friends of mine, I saw a lot of investors of mine go bankrupt. And I kind of, instead of learning, I pretty much learned what not to do, essentially. And so I saw those guys and, saw them go bankrupt and, saw the mistakes that they made. And kind of went through that crash. And then fast forward a couple of years after that, I was saving, 20%, 30% for a down payment. And I'm like, it's going to take me forever to grow a portfolio. And then one day I found out about the BRRRR method. And that was like a saving grace for me. So found out about the BRRRR method and then started acquiring more and more deals. And then I started finding more private lenders and more investors that are like, hey, we'll invest with you. We'll do these deals. And so, fast forward then all the way to almost to where we are now. I've taken a $150,000 loan back then in 2010. And now our portfolio is over $15 million. And had I had known about the BRRRR method even before then, my portfolio would have probably be triple what it is now. So we're growing every year by a few $1 million. We're just kind of slow and steady. And but yeah, I love the BRRRR method, and I can say one thing. I went through the real estate crash in 2008. I went through COVID. That COVID scare, man, I thought I was going to lose my shirt during that time. And then went through that, survived that, and then we got hit with Hurricane Ida just recently, and so we survived that. So at any rate, as an operator, that's kind of my forte, I guess. I'm an operator at heart, and I love managing real estate and love the BRRRR method.
That's awesome. I think that there's so many different ways that I would like to take this conversation, because you definitely have a lot of experience. There's definitely a lot of similarities between your market and our market. But I think what our listeners are going to get the best out of is kind of, and really it's selfish too, because I need to understand this also, but when you're looking at your properties, and you've done a lot of BRRRRs, obviously, so I'm sure you have your numbers really dialed in. Well, first off, the BRRRR method, buy, rehab, rent, refinance, repeat.
And I have one more for you. My banker the other day told me, he goes, I'm gonna add another R on there, reserve.
Yeah, of course the banker would bring that in.
Liquidity, you know. So, yeah, you put more money in the bank, you know. So yeah,
sure. So the whole idea behind that method is to buy. I mean, this is my understanding, so please jump in if you got it better. Buy a discounted property that you can force appreciation through rehab, and then once the appreciation has been pushed up enough, you refinance all or part of your money back out after you've rented it, and then you go on and use that money to do the next one. That's the way you understand it?
Spot on, 100%. Yep.
Okay, so this is where Melissa's also an agent, and so she has a lot of investor clients looking to buy off the MLS, looking to do the BRRRR method. But this is where we get a lot of problems with the BRRRR method, is that every investor who's listened to Bigger Pockets podcast thinks that they can find these BRRRR properties right off the MLS. No big deal. You're going to invest $20,000 into it and be able to get your full down payment and rehab costs back out of it. How are you identifying how deep you need to buy the property and how much appreciation you can force into it to be able to get a substantial chunk of that back out? We're just not, I don't see those every day.
So look, I can tell you this: you're not going to find your BRRRR property by making 2 offers. You're likely going to strike out every single time. And what I see a lot of our students in our mastermind is they will essentially go make a couple offers, get frustrated and say, oh, the hell with this. I'm not doing this. This is not working. So what I tell them is, and I do this up front so that, you know, we set the expectation. You have to make literally 10 to 20 offers before you lock up your first one. And I know that sounds a little crazy, but once you start doing that and you start making those offers, what's going to happen is you're putting your name out there. And Melissa, I'm sure you can attest to this, you know, people making offers. Deals fall through. So when you get a rejection, you're likely 1 out of 5 of those deals will come back to you. And, you know, they'll say, hey, look, our finances fell through. I have seller fatigue. My seller just wants to get rid of this property. You know, can you submit another offer? Sure, no problem. You submit an offer, bam, we're under contract. So that happens all the time. And so, but the problem is a lot of people, they want that quick, instant gratification. They want to submit an offer and get under contract within 24 hours. It just doesn't happen. So what we do is we teach basically you to submit as many offers as we can. And just basically, we're just spreading it out there to everybody, all the properties that make sense. Okay. So once we do that, then we're now letting everybody know what we're doing, how we're doing it, how the offers are being set. And then eventually you'll either get one under contract that way, or you'll get somebody to come back to you, or 2 of them will come back to you, and you can lock it up that way. Second to that, I actually buy a lot of properties off the MLS, believe it or not. But again, my offers are not retail pricing. And so some people get offended, and it is what it is, but I'm just here to make money. I'm here to buy a BRRRR property. I know that if I'm submitting just 2 offers today, I may not get it today, but if I continue to do that over time, I'm going to get deals. And that's how I get deals. And then on top of that, it's really networking, to be honest with you. You know, some people are, you know, they may look at you and they're like, oh man, you're crazy for submitting that offer. But then you'll have some people that are investor agents and they understand the game. And when they get another deal from a, say, for instance, a pocket listing, they may call you first and they may say, hey, look, I know your offer was really easy. No contingencies, quick cash, you know, the whole 9 yards. You know, so they may call you first and then you may get the deal that way. So I've had the experience over the years of how we've been able to get these deals and we've tracked them. And a lot of them have just all been coming back to us just because we've been out there, we're in the game, we're letting everybody know what we're doing, we're making offers, we're serious. And when we do get a property under contract, we close. And that's the most important part. So, people will come back to us and say, hey, I got a deal. Can you close this one? Can you do it in 3 weeks? Yeah, looks good. Numbers look great. I buy properties, and you will probably lose your shirt here, but I can tell you that about 40 or 50% of my portfolio that I bought in the past 7 years, I have never stepped foot on the street. Never been there. Never been in the property, never been on the street. I know my numbers that much that I can literally buy the property sight unseen. I know the numbers, and then on top of that, here's the other unsung or not talked about, secret in the real estate industry. It's called vertical integration. And if you are vertically integrated, you can handle most problems. Most problems that'll come up, from a rehab side, we're vertically integrated. We have a rehab company that I own. I have a maintenance company I own. I own a property management company, and I own a sales brokerage. So we're completely vertically integrated. So whenever we have a problem, I can send my guys, my team over there to fix it versus having to pay a retail price for a plumber or for an electrician or a painter or whatever it may be. We can get it done with our guys that are on salary. So it makes it a lot easier.
Sure, absolutely. All of the big players that we know in the real estate game are either 90% vertically integrated or on their way to that right now.
And it's easy. And so like when I first started, right, I wasn't vertically integrated, but I graduated to vertical integration over time. And so, anybody that's just wanting to get into the game can essentially establish their own vertical integration just by doing their own rehabs in-house. So you can assemble your own team and become vertically integrated that way and work your way up. So it's not like, if you got one property and you want to do a rehab and you're like, man, I get it, Josh, you got like 300 something units. Like, there's no way I can't do that today. So, but you can do it yourself just by hiring subs and getting wholesale pricing versus going straight to a GC or whatnot. And then, just getting killed on the retail. So.
Sure, absolutely. When we're talking about this, BRRRR, your typical project, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, you go in, you fix it up, you're refinancing it out. How much are you getting out? Are you doing these 100% money out type BRRRRs, or is that just the fantasy?
So, no, we do 100. Yeah. So everything that I have in the deal. So the way we structure our deals are 2 ways. Number one is we'll do a full 100% private money lender loan. So we have a Rolodex of private lenders that we use on a daily basis, and I'm recruiting through social media. Believe it or not, I probably raised about $2 million in private lending funds just from Facebook stories. I mean, no joke. It is a powerful tool, people. I'm telling you. So I use it, and it's a great tool for me. Second to that, so we'll do it that way. That's 100%. That's a really easy, easy way to get funding. Second to that is we will also use our cash or use lines of credit as a down payment through our national hard money lender. And so national hard money lender will do anywhere from 85% loan to cost. So we'll have to come up with 15%, and then they do 100% on the rehab. So literally we do a $150,000 deal, 50,000 in rehab, 100,000 on acquisition. We only have to come to the table with 15 grand. So it's a really, it makes it a lot easier because I bought properties with a credit card. Where I've, taken a lot of credit on a credit card and used it as down payment. I bought properties with unsecured lines of credit on business loan. I mean, guys, there is endless possibilities to buy real estate. You just have to think outside the box. So, sure. For anybody out there that's saying they don't have any money, don't have any credit, there's definitely more ways to do it than just going and doing the 20 and 30% route. But yes, we get all of our money back at the end of the closing. Now, I will tell you, having bought, this many properties and BRRRR'd this many over the years, there's been a couple that I haven't been able to pull everything out. But at the end of the day, what we do is we buy many at one time. And so it reduces our risk of having one appraisal go rogue. And so in the event we do have one go rogue, we generally make it up because we have a portfolio of properties we're sending off to get refinanced. And so when we do that one portfolio, the likelihood of them hitting the 75 to 80% ARV is extremely likely. And that's how we're able to pull pretty much all of our money out because we cross-collateralize the entire portfolio.
Yeah, absolutely. Reduce risk. That's amazing. So what does your team look like? Do you guys have an acquisition office team? You have a property management? You have your what is your BRRRR team look like?
We are lean and mean, man. My BRRRR team is my acquisitions is me.
Okay.
I do the acquisitions. We actually just hired a firm that is doing some lead generation for us in acquisitions right now, and they're kind of taking a little bit of the calls and all that. So we're exploring that at the moment. But for the most part, it's just me. I'll get text message, I get emails from my phone. Here are the deals. Hey, Josh, I got this deal under contract. Here's the price. Here's the ARV. I'll walk in, I go in, run the comps, check it out, make sure the comps are good, check the rental numbers, run it through my spreadsheet. And my spreadsheet will tell me yes or no. It gives me a green light or a red light at the end based on the inputs that we put. That's no joke. We have a spreadsheet. We literally plug in all the data. At the bottom, it'll say red or green based off of our numbers on cash flow and ARV. And if it hits the numbers, we go green. If it's not, we say, no, we can't do the deal. We got to lower the price. And that's it. We do those. We run those probably 4 or 5 a day. And, that's how we do it. So as far as like the property management team goes, it's, again, lean and mean. I use a lot of outsourced team members. We have team members in the Philippines that we use for VAs. We have a maintenance coordination team that's a third-party company. We also have a third-party leasing company we use. So we haven't shown a property in about 5 years. So we've been on the boat in the Virgin Islands, no joke. My wife she does a lot of leasing. So on the back of our boat in the Virgin Islands, I'm like, what are you doing? And she's like, I'm sending off a lease. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, I'm sending off a lease. Somebody just saw the property and they submitted an application. I'm like, how'd they see the property? You're here. She goes, we signed up with this new service and we use lockboxes now and they'll show the property, automatically. I'm like, my mind was just blown, And so it was one of the coolest things. So now we use it all the time. And so she hasn't shown properties in almost 5 years now. And it has increased our efficiency. We get things leased so fast because people can see the property now on their own time versus waiting for her to go show it. So it's pretty cool. That's our team.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing. And being able to operate at such a high level with such a small team means that you got to have your systems really dialed in. Your spreadsheet with the go, no go stuff, those kind of things are amazing. And once you build it out, that's great. But when you were starting out, or if you were starting out again, do you got any advice that you'd give to some of these new guys?
Yeah, absolutely. Is definitely try to do it yourself. Learn yourself how to do it. And then once you have mastered it yourself, then you could teach somebody else to do it and delegate. That's essentially what I did. I learned how to do every single piece of the property management, the acquisitions, the negotiating. I can do it all. But obviously, in order to scale, you can't do it all. So when you're first starting out, absolutely 100% learn the craft, learn how to do it all yourself. And then you won't get taken advantage of either, so you'll know how to do it. So.
Absolutely. Well, if some of the guys listening to you right now wanted to find out more about you, wanted to learn what you had to offer, or just reach out and connect with you, where do you think we should be sending them?
Yeah, so we hold a boot camp about every month. So we actually just finished one the other day, and we'll be holding another one in February. And we haven't set the dates yet, but we do a boot camp. It's all virtual, online. It's free. BRRRRbootcamp.com. So you can go check it out. And then in addition to that, we hold a mastermind for people who want to have more hand holding and want to learn to basically get a BRRRR deal within 6 weeks. That's essentially our guarantee. So, and we will do that.
Awesome. And where can they go for that? The BRRRR Bootcamp?
Same thing. Go to BRRRRbootcamp.com. Just sign up there and you'll have all the access to our Facebook group and videos, trainings, all that good stuff.
Awesome, Josh. Well, we know we want to respect your time today, and we do appreciate you coming on. It looks like you're going to have a lot to offer, so I can't wait to check out those sites for myself and see what kind of goodies you have inside there.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. It was a pleasure, and hope you guys learned something and ready to go out there and start BRRRRing your next deal.
Of course.
Thank you for listening to the Real Estate Jam. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. For more information, check out our website, therealestatejam.com, or find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at The Real Estate Jam. If you have any questions, feel free to drop us an email at therealestatejam@gmail.com. See you next episode.